Your CPP and OAS might cover rent in Toronto, but in these countries, they'll fund a beachfront lifestyle with healthcare that won't bankrupt you. While most Canadians resign themselves to downsizing in retirement, over 47,000 have already discovered something remarkable. There are nations actively competing for your pension dollars, offering tax breaks, residency incentives, and quality care that makes Canadian wait times look prehistoric. Portugal leads this quiet revolution. Portugal. Portugal has quietly become Europe's retirement darling, and it's not just the port wine talking. The country's non-habitual resident program offers foreign retirees a stunning 10 years of tax breaks on pension income, including your CPP and OAS. That means more money stays in your pocket while you sip coffee in Lisbon's historic squares. Here's what really matters. Portugal's universal healthcare system ranks 12th globally, while Canada limps along at 30th. You'll get faster treatment, English-speaking doctors, and won't need to mortgage your retirement savings for a hip replacement. The average wait time for non-emergency surgery? 6 weeks versus Canada's 26. Living costs tell an even better story. Monthly expenses in Porto or Lisbon average 40% lower than Toronto or Vancouver. A comfortable two-bedroom apartment near the coast runs 800 to 1,200 euros monthly. Restaurant meals cost 5 to 12 euros, and that legendary Portuguese wine? 3 euros for bottles that would cost $30 back home. The expat infrastructure is already there. Over 15,000 North Americans have made Portugal home since 2019, creating welcoming communities in cities like Cascais and the Algarve region. They've navigated the visa process, found the best neighborhoods, and built the networks that make international retirement actually work. Portugal's Golden Visa program requires a minimum investment, but the lifestyle returns are immediate. Cobblestone streets, Atlantic beaches, and a pace of life that remembers what relaxation means. While Portugal offers European sophistication, our next destination provides tropical paradise at an even lower cost. Costa Rica. Costa Rica didn't accidentally become the happiest country in Latin America. They built a retirement system that treats foreign pensioners like VIPs, starting with the Pensionado Visa that requires just 1,000 Canadian dollars monthly guaranteed income. Your CPP alone likely qualifies you. Here's where it gets interesting. That Pensionado card unlocks 25% discounts on domestic flights, medical services, restaurants, movie tickets, and hotel stays. It's like having permanent senior status that actually saves serious money. A routine dental cleaning costs $40 instead of $300 back home. The tax situation is even better. Costa Rica doesn't touch your foreign pension income, including CPP and OAS. Every dollar lands in your account untaxed, while you enjoy a country that abolished its military in 1948 to focus on education and healthcare instead. Speaking of healthcare, Costa Rica's universal system delivers care that costs 80% less than Canadian private treatment. The country ranks ahead of the United States in health outcomes, with many doctors trained in North America. Emergency room visits cost $20, and specialist consultations run $40 to $60 without insurance. Over 8,000 North American retirees have already made the move, concentrating in the Central Valley near San Jose and coastal areas like Tamarindo. They've discovered that Pura Vida isn't just a saying, it's a lifestyle funded by pensions that stretch 3 times further than at home. From Central American charm, we move to a European gem that's actively paying people to relocate. Italy, rural regions. Italy is literally paying foreigners to move there, and it's not a gimmick. Over 200 villages across Sicily, Calabria, and southern regions have launched relocation incentive programs since 2019, offering up to 30,000 euros in grants to new residents willing to breathe life back into aging communities. The famous €1 house programs grab headlines, but the real deal is deeper. Towns like Sambuca di Sicilia and Musamelli sell restored properties for symbolic prices, then provide renovation grants and tax breaks that make the math work beautifully. You're not just buying a house, you're investing in a lifestyle where your morning espresso costs €1 and your evening aperitivo overlooks vineyards that predate Canada. Italy sweetens the deal with a flat 7% tax rate on foreign income for new residents under their special tax regime. Your Canadian pensions get preferential treatment while you enjoy access to Italy's National Health Service, which consistently ranks among Europe's top 5 systems. The transformation is remarkable. Villages that were ghost towns 5 years ago now host farmers markets, language exchange cafes, and cultural festivals driven by international residents. Canadian retirees in places like Gangi and Santo Stefano di Camastra report monthly living costs between 800 and 1,200 euros, including housing, food, and local transportation. The bureaucracy requires patience, and basic Italian helps, but municipal governments actively assist with paperwork and integration programs. You're not just moving to Italy, you're helping preserve communities that have existed for centuries. While Italy pays you to come, our next country has been quietly perfecting retirement incentives for decades. Panama. Panama has spent decades perfecting what might be the world's most generous retirement program. Their Pensionado visa doesn't just grant residency, it transforms you into a permanent VIP with 50% discounts on domestic flights, restaurants, movie theaters, medical services, and even prescription drugs. Your dinner tab gets cut in half simply for being a foreign retiree. The genius lies in the details. Panama uses the US dollar as official currency, eliminating the exchange rate roulette that can devastate fixed incomes. Your Canadian pension deposits arrive without currency conversion fees, and you never wake up to find your buying power slashed by monetary policy changes in distant capitals. Panama's tax structure is equally retiree-friendly. They don't tax foreign-sourced income, including your CPP, OAS, or private pensions. Every dollar you earned in Canada stays yours, while you enjoy a country that invested its canal revenues in infrastructure that rivals North America. The results speak for themselves. Over 25,000 North American expats have settled primarily in Panama City, Boquete, and the Pacific beach towns. They've found modern hospitals with Johns Hopkins affiliations, high-speed internet that supports video calls with grandchildren, and shopping centers stocked with familiar brands. Panama offers something rare: developing world prices with developed world conveniences. The country's political stability, rooted in its strategic importance and American influence, provides the security that makes long-term retirement planning possible. From Latin America's retirement paradise, we venture to Asia's most welcoming English-speaking destination, Malaysia. Malaysia created the My Second Home program in 2002 specifically to attract affluent retirees, and it remains one of Asia's most practical long-term visa solutions. The MM2H grants 10-year renewable residence with multiple entry privileges and zero minimum stay requirements. You can spend winters in Kuala Lumpur and summers in Canada without visa complications. The financial benefits are substantial. Malaysia doesn't tax offshore income, meaning your Canadian pensions arrive completely untouched. Meanwhile, your living costs drop dramatically in a country that offers genuine first-world infrastructure at developing nation prices. Monthly expenses in major cities like Kuala Lumpur or Penang average 800 to 1,200 Canadian dollars, including rent, utilities, food, and transportation. Healthcare delivers exceptional value. Private medical care costs 70% less than Canadian rates, with many doctors trained in Britain, Australia, or North America. English is widely spoken in medical facilities, eliminating communication barriers that plague medical tourism elsewhere. A comprehensive health checkup costs $150, while specialist consultations run $30 to $50. The infrastructure impresses even skeptical North Americans. Kuala Lumpur's public transit system rivals Toronto's, internet speeds exceed Canadian averages, and shopping centers stock international brands alongside local products. Over 50,000 foreigners from 34 countries currently hold MM2H status, creating established expat communities in popular areas like Mont Kiara and Bangsar. Malaysia's political stability, multicultural society, and strategic location make it ideal for exploring Southeast Asia while maintaining a comfortable home base. While Malaysia offers Asian efficiency, our next destination combines European culture with Caribbean affordability. Mexico. Mexico offers the simplest international retirement transition for Canadians, and geography explains why. A 4-hour flight connects you to year-round warmth, while familiar brands like Costco and Home Depot ease the cultural adjustment. The temporary resident visa requires only proof of monthly income, around 2,700 Canadian dollars, then converts easily to permanent status after 4 years. The established infrastructure makes all the difference. Over 15,000 Canadian expats have already blazed the trail, concentrating in Lake Chapala's Ajijic area and Puerto Vallarta's coastal communities. They've built English language libraries, medical referral networks, and social clubs that make integration seamless rather than overwhelming. Healthcare represents Mexico's strongest selling point. The country's medical tourism industry serves over 1.4 million international patients annually, with many doctors trained in Canadian or American programs. Procedures cost 60 to 80% less than home, while quality often exceeds expectations. A routine colonoscopy costs $300 instead of $1,500. Living costs follow similar patterns. Monthly expenses average 50 to 70% lower than Canadian cities depending on lifestyle choices. Rent, utilities, groceries, and dining out all cost significantly less, while services like housekeeping and gardening become affordable luxuries rather than rare treats. The visa process is straightforward. Banking relationships transfer easily, and weekend trips home remain feasible. Mexico removes the intimidation factor from international retirement while delivering substantial financial benefits and improved quality of life. From North America's southern neighbor, we explore a European nation actively courting international retirees. Spain, rural areas. Spain is fighting rural depopulation with cash incentives that would make any retiree take notice. Over 3,000 villages across regions like Aragon, Castilla y León, and Extremadura offer relocation grants up to €3,000, plus access to rural properties priced under €50,000. Some municipalities throw in free housing for the first year while you settle in. The non-lucrative visa makes it legally straightforward for Canadian retirees with guaranteed income. You need roughly €27,000 annually in passive income, easily met by combining CPP, OAS, and modest private savings. The visa prohibits work, but if you're retiring, that restriction becomes irrelevant. Spain's public healthcare system ranks 7th globally, significantly ahead of Canada's 30th place showing. Rural areas maintain medical centers with specialist rotations, while emergency transport connects you to major hospitals within reasonable timeframes. Prescription costs are heavily subsidized, and dental care costs a fraction of Canadian rates. Villages like Ponga and Asturias and Rubia in Galicia actively recruit international residents, offering language classes, cultural integration programs, and assistance with bureaucratic procedures. Monthly living costs in rural Spain average €600 to €900, including housing, utilities, groceries, and local transportation. The lifestyle appeals to retirees seeking authentic European culture without tourist crowds. Daily markets, local festivals, and community traditions create rich social connections, while Spain's excellent train network keeps major cities accessible for cultural excursions and international flights. While Spain pays you to stay, our next destination has mastered the art of affordable island living. Philippines. The Philippines removes the biggest barrier to international retirement: language anxiety. English serves as an official language alongside Filipino, meaning you can navigate banking, healthcare, and daily life without struggling through phrase books or translation apps. This linguistic advantage, combined with the special resident retiree visa program, creates one of Asia's most accessible retirement destinations. The SRV requires only a $10,000 US deposit, fully refundable when you leave. Unlike other countries that demand property purchases or massive investments, the Philippines keeps the entry threshold reasonable while granting permanent residency status. You can travel freely, own condominiums, and access the same services as locals. Healthcare delivers impressive value. Medical costs run 80% below Canadian rates, with many doctors trained in American or European programs. Manila's top hospitals meet international accreditation standards, while provincial medical centers provide competent care for routine needs. A comprehensive executive physical costs $150, and dental cleanings run $15. Monthly living expenses consistently stay under 1,000 Canadian dollars in most areas, including housing, food, utilities, and domestic help that becomes genuinely affordable. Cities like Dumaguete, Iloilo, and Cebu offer modern amenities, reliable internet, and established expat communities without the crowds and costs of Manila. The cultural respect for elders creates welcoming environments where age brings status rather than invisibility. Filipino hospitality isn't tourism marketing, It's genuine social fabric that makes integration natural rather than forced. From tropical islands to mountain highlands, our next country offers the world's most retiree-friendly legal protections, Ecuador. Ecuador wrote senior citizen protections directly into its constitution, making it the only country in the world where your age legally guarantees savings. Article 36 mandates 50% discounts on public transportation, utilities, entertainment, and cultural events for anyone over 65. These aren't voluntary business discounts that disappear during tough times. They're constitutional rights enforced by law. The tax situation recently improved dramatically. Ecuador's 2021 tax reform eliminated taxes on foreign retirement income, including Canadian pensions. Your CPP, OAS, and private retirement funds arrive completely untaxed, while you benefit from the lowest cost of living in South America. Monthly expenses average 600 to 900 Canadian dollars in most areas, including rent, utilities, food, and domestic help. Climate represents Ecuador's hidden advantage. Highland cities like Cuenca and Cotacachi sit at 8,000 feet elevation, creating year-round spring weather that never requires heating or air conditioning. Daily temperatures hover between 60 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, with minimal seasonal variation. No snow shovels, no sweltering summers, just perfect weather that makes outdoor activities comfortable every day. Over 8,000 North American expats have discovered this combination of affordability, climate, and legal protections. Cuenca's colonial architecture and UNESCO World Heritage status provide cultural richness, while modern amenities like fiber internet and international hospitals meet practical needs. The expat community is established but not overwhelming, creating social opportunities without cultural isolation. Ecuador offers something unique, a country that legally protects retirees while delivering the lowest living costs on the continent. Our final destination takes a different approach, targeting wealthy retirees with luxury incentives, Thailand. Thailand launched its long-term resident visa in 2022, specifically targeting affluent retirees, and the requirements reflect serious intent. The LTR visa demands $80,000 annual income, but delivers 10-year renewable residence with fast-track immigration lanes, tax exemptions on foreign income, and work permit eligibility if you change your mind about full retirement. The medical tourism infrastructure is world-class by any measure. Thailand serves over 4 million international patients annually, with Bangkok's Bumrungrad Hospital treating more foreign patients than most countries' entire healthcare systems. Many doctors trained at Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, or top European institutions, while costs run 60 to 70% below Canadian rates. A knee replacement costs $12,000 instead of $40,000. Buddhist culture creates genuinely supportive environments for aging. The concept of respecting elders isn't superficial politeness. It's foundational social structure that makes daily interactions pleasant and dignified. Thai society views age as wisdom rather than burden, creating communities where retirees feel valued rather than invisible. Living costs deliver luxury at reasonable prices. Monthly expenses average 60% below Canadian levels, while services like massage, housekeeping, and personal care become affordable daily luxuries. Bangkok offers world-class restaurants, shopping, and cultural events, while beach destinations like Hua Hin provide resort-style living year-round. The LTR visa represents Thailand's commitment to attracting quality long-term residents rather than short-term tourists. With established expat communities, excellent infrastructure, and genuine cultural respect for seniors, Thailand offers premium retirement living for those who can meet the income requirements.